Salut, je m'appelle Lyndi, je suis américaine qui vit en France depuis plus de 7 ans. And today we are in the Vosges visiting this cute little city called Plombières-les-Bains. So this city is nicknamed the city with 1,000 balconies, and I think you can see why. I absolutely love the style with all the little balconies and the little passageways that kind of climb up the city. So it's this very classy, whimsical city. It's just such a cool mix of this thermal spa town, but in the middle of the Vosges, so then you're surrounded by mountains and forests. Now, when I last visited here, it was on a Sunday and everything was closed, so I'm hoping that it's maybe a little bit more lively. Though I did hear the city has unfortunately been in a decline ever since the thermal spa closed a year ago. That was the town's main source of economy. And you can even tell like a lot of the buildings are just not in the best of shape and just not very well taken care of. A lot of people have moved out. There's just not as many tourists that visit here because the thermal spa is closed. And a lot of shops have closed because of that. But just like walking around the city, it's just so charming and cute. And trying to think of ideas of how you can bring money and income and tourists back to this beautiful city. I really wish I knew this city when it was thriving because it looks so beautiful. All right, we are now in like the downtown area, and it is so dead. This is so sad. Like all of these little balconies are so cute, but everything's closed, and it's a Friday afternoon. Though I do know there's a cafe that we're gonna go check out, but really, like everything's closed. So we just walked over through the Imperial Park, and it's actually really nice, like very luscious green open space. And that's where the little miniature park is located, though it's currently closed until the end of March. It opens back up. I was really looking forward to trying that, but we'll just have to come back another time. They have famous French miniature monuments. Try saying that 3 times fast. And I think the concept's really cool where if you can't fully travel, you could still travel in a miniature fashion and still get to see the different monuments of France. I thought that was kind of cool. So we'll have to come back for that in a different video. So I think this is definitely a first. I am so shocked because a lot of times when I travel to like a small town, people always say like, oh, there's nothing there, but then I find things. But yeah, with this town, people had told me it's like very much dead and people have moved and there's like all the stores have closed. It's true. I still think it's just so beautiful, just not well maintained, unfortunately, but it's just so cute, and we also got really nice weather. I did just see over there one restaurant's open, so there's that. Then there's some construction going on behind me. So I want to ask like some locals, though if you notice, not really finding anyone. Though I might ask like a shop owner, see their thoughts on what's happened with this city over the years, and if they have any ideas or solutions. Though I do know there's talk of putting in place like a wellness center in place of where the thermal spas used to be. But is that enough? I don't know. It really is so sad to see all of these buildings just closed and shut down. So many hotels that have closed due to, again, the thermal spas closing, no tourism. But they really are like such beautiful buildings. And right now they're kind of like in shambles. But the bones of the building, à l'époque, like at that time, I'm sure it was really, really beautiful. And if you know me, you know I love my little cafes, and I've seen two that are open. One is like a Asian panda themed one, and then one is more like classic, kind of fancy, like a salon de thé, a tea room. We're gonna go over to the tea room when it's really cute inside and get some tea. Well, it does seem that their casino is still in service. So there's that, I guess. I just went to the cafe and I ended up speaking with the owner as well as a local who's an older gentleman who's actually Parisian, but he would visit here with his family on vacation when he was little. And then when he got to retirement, he decided to move here. So I asked them what they liked about Plombières. And the first thing initially is the beauty and architecture of the city. They also liked that it's in the Vosges, so you have like the mountains and kind of countryside forest. As for the owner of the cafe, she liked that the rent was much cheaper than some of the other towns, but because of that, there are other challenges. She can't rely on like locals for business, so she's used like social media to create events and create the buzz to get tourists and other clients to come visit her cafe. She also chose like a unique element, which is like Japanese culture, Japanese snacks and food, as a way to separate her from other cafes in the area. And speaking of costs, they both mentioned that the rent is much cheaper here. However, even if you just pay a small amount, you have to then spend about 3 times as much to renovate because the state of the buildings are not the greatest and they need major renovations. Not only that, but also because of a lot of the buildings were built during Napoleon's reign, they have to preserve it, so you have to get things approved before totally redoing things, reconstruction. So it can be time consuming as well as quite costly if you decide to get a home here. And then too, because of the cost, with renovation and everything, young people can't really afford that. There's not really a young population that's settling down here because they just can't afford it. They could afford to get the apartment, but to renovate, they would need a lot more money to do that. As for the future of this town, of this city, I know talking with the shop owner, she's hoping that others will come and settle here and that other businesses will come and set up shop here, and therefore it can kind of flourish. And then the older gentleman, he does a lot of stuff with like investing into different projects here. He works with like the cinema, and there's talk of a new cinema for January of 2026. So I think there's hope. I just think there is a need for a lot of money in order to renovate and restore all these older buildings. I don't know. I think it will be a process, but I really hope they're able to restore it because, like I said, this town is just so beautiful. But I would love to come back here and see new businesses thriving, people out and about enjoying the town, and just getting to enjoy Plombières and all its beauty, and just have things to do and see, and one can hope. Okay, we've come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed our little tour of this cute town in the Vosges called Plombières-les-Bains. Let me know any of your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, gros bisous et à la prochaine. Salut!